The topic for today is work-life balance in the modern world. Our guest for today is a certified RPT practitioner and coach. So for those of you that are unaware of what RPT stands for, the acronym basically stands for Rapid Personal Transformation. Our work is focused on helping women, entrepreneurs, and business owners go from burnout achiever to balanced creator. After personally experiencing burnout herself, a mission now is to help women live their dream life, being in a healthy emotional, mental, and physical balance in their business life. So help me by welcoming our guest for today, and by welcoming Amin, share this live stream across your channels. And like in the beginning of our talk for today, if you're just joining us now, I basically said, give us a like, a K, a love, and any of the social emoticons that you can resonate with, and also share this across your platform. Encourage all of your friends and family to join in, and let's all help each other live a positive, positive life, and also let's try to help society to heal together. So welcome to our guest. Her name is Olga Zolotova. I cannot really pronounce the city that she's from, but she will correct me if I'm wrong. Dnipro in the Ukraine. Am I right, Olga?
Yes, you're absolutely right. Thank you for welcoming me. Thank you for a warm welcome, and greetings to everyone who is watching us now or who will watch us as a replay.
Thank you so much. So I actually noticed in your bio, you mentioned that you help women, mostly women that are overachievers, go from the achiever to a balanced creative. So do you only help women, or do you help like anyone for that matter, men as well?
I do help everyone who I resonate to, and everyone who resonates to me. And when I first was given my life, it was my first client was a man, by the way.
Oh, wow, interesting.
Yes. And men turned out to support my idea that they do really have issues, burnout, and emotional issues as well. In spite of the fact that everyone think that men are strong and they give them that illusionist power and strength, but men are more feeling pressure of being like a hero of the world, but they need to recover their inner emotional balance as well to be a hero for women, for kids, for boss, and for their clients and staff as well.
Yeah, I guess with that being said, it's society that makes men believe that they need to be strong, and I mean they have to take care of everyone, and they cannot even be emotional if it's a time to be emotional. They have to take in all this pressure, and that is why society actually, I think, brainwashed everyone for that matter. Even we have to expect men to be a certain way, but it's actually not like that. We are human, and we are allowed to be our real self.
Absolutely, you're absolutely right. We expect too much from men, from society, and especially from ourselves as well.
That's true, very true. So what is a healthy work-life balance? How would you actually give us advice and, to balance our
It's
life?
a very good question. Healthy work-life balance is, from my point of view, is the one which resonates. The first, it suits you as a person, and it resonates to your heart and your soul. So what I mean by suits you, it means that it reflects your wishes, your dreams, it is aligned with it. And when I say that it resonates to your heart and soul, it means that it is aligned with your core values, your unique mission, and you feel that calling. You know that there are some obstacles and fears and other things, but you know that there are areas in all of your life, like business, personal life, hobbies, financial things. So like 3 or 4 main areas, and you are satisfied with them for maybe 8 or 9 out of 10. And I mean exactly satisfied, and you are willing to get more. And there is a difference, because you can be dissatisfied, and if we are dissatisfied, it is different energy. We are never satisfied. We are never enough, because we feel that inside we are not enough as well. But outer balance starts with our inner balance. When we inside ourselves feel that we are enough, we have that alignment with our core value and emotional strengths, and that is why we will have that healthy lifestyle which suits everyone and resonates heart and soul. And for every person it is different. For one woman it might be that she's working, she's a boss, and her husband looks after children and the house, and it is okay for them. Mm-hmm. If it is okay for them, they are happy no matter what others say. Mm-hmm. For other women and for men as well, it might be vice versa. He works a lot, she is a housewife, looks after children, and she has hobbies. There is a third option as well, when two parents work, or two parents have like self-realization, or small companies, or big business and small company, and they have nannies, they have women who take care of their house, and they dedicate their time to themselves, to their children, to traveling, because they have their mutual vicious dreams and core goals, maybe something like that. So for every family and for every person, it is a unique, individual, healthy balance.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I see we actually have one person already watching. Mm-hmm. Welcome to Bhakti. We are so grateful that you are actually taking this time out to learn from our speaker. Her name is Olga Zolotova, and she's from the Ukraine, from Dnipro, Ukraine.
Yes.
So also, Bhakti, if you have any questions for our speaker for today, you can actually type it out in our comment section, and also encourage all of your friends to watch in. And if anyone is going to be watching the live stream, the replay later, they can actually just hashtag replay, and Olga will be able to answer the questions. Or at the end of our talk, Olga will be giving all of her details where we can find her on social, so you can still get a hold of her. So Olga was just telling us about a healthy work-life balance, and you can, if you're just watching us, catching this talk show right now, you can always watch it later on again. So Olga, how does one balance career and life? Mm-hmm. So, because I mean, sometimes it gets so, especially if someone is studying, they also have a day job, and they're also managing a family. How do you try to balance that? It's quite, I mean, by actually talking about it, you actually get so overwhelmed. But how would you tell us to do that? I mean, to balance life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is a very tricky situation, when especially it is about a woman and she is responsible for everything and for everyone and everywhere in her life, for kids, for family, for husband, for householding, and for her career and for her studying. And of course, it is very difficult to juggle all of these things. And when a woman is feeling overwhelmed, it means that she lost the connection with herself. She has lost the connection and alignment with her core dreams and values. To start with, is always nice to ask yourself the main question: what do I want in my life? And this question brings a woman to a big vision. It might look like from the first view that it is like unbelievable and, well, where my big vision and where I'm now. But it is like a lighthouse for you, for a woman. And this lighthouse gives her and lights for her a path where she prioritize her time, prioritize her home errands, prioritize her areas in life according to this big vision, according to this big goal where she is going. And of course, it should be split in small steps where I'm going, where I want to be in 7 years, in 5 years, in 3 years, in a year, and 6 months, 3 months, week, and a day. So chunk it into small groups. So and one of the biggest problems for those who come to my consultation to know who I am and if we resonate to each other, somebody can have that big vision, but they don't have that short-term goals, short-term vision, and that is the kind of self-sabotage. But to start with, where I'm going, what do I want to have, and why am I doing all of that? If you are studying, why you are studying? What do you want to get from this study? How are you going to implement those skills? How can you monetize those skills now, for time now? Where do you take too much responsibility? That is one of the biggest issues. Another one, too much responsibility on yourself, too much obligation, must have, need, and other things, achieve and fight and others. No, you should be in the center of your life and give others their chance to be responsible for their part or area in their life.
Wow, that's very interesting, because I mean, I think in life we want to please everyone, but we do neglect ourselves in that process. So that's actually,
Yes.
yeah, so it's actually quite interestingly put, the way you actually mentioned that we have to put ourselves in the center as well. So
Yes, and I want to make a small, like a small point that put oneself in the center of our life, put oneself in the first. It's not. It doesn't have any connection with being selfish.
mm-hmm.
Because being selfish, by the way, it's to control everyone, to be responsible for everyone. Why? Because when we are responsible and control everyone, we feel kind of safe because we know that what everyone is doing. So we're doing it, by the way, not for others. We do it for ourselves because we feel this way much better. But this much better has a side hustle. And this side hustle is a lack of confidence, lack of time for ourselves, emotional burnout, and other things. And one of the main reasons is our emotional, emotional trauma, which most of us have that kind of, which make us to be responsible and to please everyone, because we want to serve, we want to to please someone and say, hey, please love me because I'm doing something for yourself, for you. So the other things is we do that, we want to please everyone, not because we want to make them happy. We want to prove that we are the one who deserve that love. That is,
Yes.
if to go that much deeper.
Yeah, that's so true. I mean, I think we actually do want to feel accepted, I would think. But
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, you know, I think with life in general, it teaches you to focus on the now, on the present. And like you mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
it's also very good to realign and reaffirm our purpose as well.
Mm-hmm.
And when we do have a purpose, we tend to actually focus on what's more important, and at the same
Yes,
time not offending anyone, because we're not here to actually offend anybody, but we have to take care of
absolutely.
yourself, because you cannot pour out of an empty cup.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And it is the goal that is very good that you mentioned realignment with our goals, because when we set our goals from that traumatic feeling that please love me, all our paths of our actions, they carry that traumatic energy. Please love me, when we want to deserve, when we want to prove, and thus we create obstacles, challenges, fights, and other not pleasant things in our life. So to get faster and better results, we need to realign our energy and go first. We need to be very, very realistic and honest to ourselves, what my real motivation is and what energy I'm putting into my goals and actions and planning.
Wow, thank you. So, what would you say? What is the best way to balance goals for work and for life in general?
Mm-hmm. Very good. I love this. That is a kind of challenge, and I like carrying it with lots of my clients. So to start with, of course, we start with a big vision and goal. What does a man or woman want to have in their life? Not to achieve, but to create. And here big work starts, because when woman or man wants to get high results in business, better clients, to increase income, to have a bigger or another product for high ticket clients, or to get unstuck, or get the same high results but with less time and energy consuming. We secondly, we explore the energy and emotional blocks which person have when he or she sets these dreams and goals. And usually we correct those goals, because it turns out very often that those goals are to please somebody else, but not to fulfill ourselves, and not to serve completely and fully from the point of view of our talents. So that is second one. And then we make a big term goal, and according to that big term goal, we look for different life areas, like this life circle. I guess everyone knows it, but it is very good if you have that technique. So at least start asking yourself, how much am I satisfied with each of this area from 1 to 10? And then when you join those dots, you will see that it is not a wheel. You can't drive on it. And there are areas in your life which should be uplifted, which should be improved. And if we talk about business, we always start with our emotional style, with our emotional state, because inner work is the basic which should be done. And here it is very good to explore again what I want to, and how I want to live, what kind of lifestyle I want to have, where I want to live, who I want to live with, how I want to live, how much I want to work with, how much I want to work, who I want to work with, who is in my team, what they are doing, like a big vision of your business. And after that, again, chunk. And there are four levels of business business expanding, like startup idea, startup, doing where you're doing by yourself and have a little bit of income. And when you want to expand and have a bigger team, and on each of this level, a good, very good inner work should be done. And here, everything should be aligned with financial goals. And again, very good to ask yourself a question and answer it honestly. What am I going to do with this money? Because recently I'm having clients who say, well, I do have income, I know how to make money, even in burnout and overhealth, but money for money is not interesting for me. well, I don't know what I need to do with them.
Mm.
And it is only on the surface. If to go deeper, people either don't have a big mission, their inner motivation, either they save on themselves. They don't invest money in themselves, like presents. If we talk about women, like spa, time for themselves, shopping, not talking about big materials like flat or car, yes? That tiny, small women presents. They don't invest money in themselves. They invest money on their family, in the house, in the children, in their children, in their education, and they don't invest money in themselves.
Yeah, that's true.
And if, yes, and if
Yeah.
to go deeper, they feel that I don't deserve, and it is not good to invest in myself. How can I buy myself a nice bag or a nice cosmetic, or allow myself to go on a 2 week or 2 day, at least 2 day, 2 day spa resort, only me and nobody else. And that is where we need to work as well.
Yeah, so I think it's actually more about balance, because
Yeah.
you also get some people that become shopaholics and they want to spend, 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 and they don't know why they're spending, why they need it. They just accumulate all of these things that they don't really need, they don't really want, and it's taking space in the house. But I like the word that you use, invest. And investing is actually very important, because especially if you take, for instance, a course where you're going to not just uplift yourself, you're going to add value to your life, because it's something that you're going to benefit from. And it's not just you benefiting, especially if you have a family, your family also will be benefiting from it. And if it's a course where you're going to be teaching others, so your students are also benefiting from it. So basically it's like a ripple effect, as you throw a stone in the water and that water just goes like that. So just like that, you're investing in yourself in something that's going to add value to your life, to your life and others' lifestyles. I think that's very, very nice, because yes, I like investment very, very much. So
Great, thank you.
yeah, so tell me, we're living in well, this whole pandemic has actually forced most of us, or maybe all of us, maybe I think majority, I think that's the better word, majority of us, to actually work from home. Especially in South Africa, I think there are still some people working from home, and gradually they are entering back into the workforce in terms of going back to their work buildings. But some people actually got quite comfortable or used to actually working like this, working from home, because they've got more time for themselves, or I mean, in terms of actually taking care of the families and also working at the same time. But with my student, my yoga, because I actually teach yoga, and most of my yoga students, they don't have time for themselves, and yoga is the only time that they actually have for themselves. Because even though they're working from home, they don't have a set time to close their computer and focus on themselves. If the computers are closed, they're actually taking care of the family. They don't have time for themselves. If they don't have, if they finish with the families, they actually open the computer and they're working. They're actually giving all of their time to the families and to their bosses, but nothing for themselves. So how would you tell our audience to a healthier way to set boundaries for themselves, especially when they're working from home?
Oh, fantastic question, friend. Thank you very much. First of all, if you just started working from home, it's good to keep that schedule which you used to have before working from home. If someone has already started working from home, you need to set boundaries for yourself, first of all, because if we don't set boundaries for ourselves, we allow others to cross our boundaries. How do we do it? Make a schedule. When you get up, hourly. When you get up, what you do in the morning, how much time you spend for your breakfast, dinner, and lunch, how much time you spend for yoga, how much time you spend for work. Try to work no more than you worked before. If it was like 9 to 5, okay, let it be 9 to 5, but no more. For some people, it is helpful to wear office suit, like I'm going to work, and this helps to self-organize and self-discipline yourself, at least at the beginning.
Yeah.
And what else? That is a good start. I always make a schedule. I have even a whole week. We work with my clients where we make a flexible schedule for them hourly. And the first thing we do when we set that schedule is we set time for yourself. That is a precious time when nobody else is allowed to touch you, to ask you, to beg you, and you are absent for everyone. It's your time. It's mommy time. Why? The second step, it helps to set boundaries, for example, for kids. If kids need help with their schoolwork or with something else, in this way, so it is good point to remember that kids don't have installed feeling of boundaries. It is we are who need help to help them to set those boundaries. They don't know what it is unless we told them. And it is our job to say, okay, I'm free until this time. I will help you with this, but this part of job or take care or tidy your room or care of your clothes, it is your job. It is your responsibility and you need to do this.
Yeah, that's true.
And yes, and when we set boundaries in these errands, we free time for ourselves. And when I ask my clients, how can you find a time for yourself? And the first thing they say, women say, I need to give more responsibilities to my kids.
Very true.
It is very easy. And that is the second step. The third step is be consistent. Follow your boundaries. Take care of your boundaries by yourself. If you don't set, if you don't care, nobody will care for it. But of course, do it with love to yourself and with love to others. Of course, we need to be flexible, but to start with, be consistent and very strict.
Yeah, so we actually have one question. Normally, what I do is at the end of our discussion, I open the floor to our audience. But it's always nice to actually go back on to the live stream, the comment section, and just answer questions randomly. So I see there's one question from Bhakti. She asks, while I've tried boundaries with relation to work, it is often difficult. How does one truly switch off?
Boundaries with relation to work. Well, of course, I would like to get more details, but if it is work from home, work in the office, but again, if we talk about boundaries with work, for example, when we work from office, from home to our clients, we need to set boundaries for ourselves, and we need to distinguish, and it will be good to note down our responsibilities and responsibilities of our clients. Okay, I'm ready to take care of this, and this, but for other things, it is a responsibility to my clients. If you talk about, for example, one of the biggest issues, it is time boundaries. Yes, when we start conversation, for example, consultation, or when someone calls us, for example, our colleague, and blah 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 blah, too much words, and they are not about they are about nothing, and it doesn't help absolutely. So it is, again, ask oneself, how do I feel at the moment? Am I going to please someone? Am I getting valuable information? does this time create value for me and for that person? Thank you for that word. Value is very good. And if to go into details, from the emotions, yes, if you feel that you feel a little bit suppressed and you feel that you serve and want to please someone, you just say, I'm sorry, I need to go. That's all. And you shouldn't explain anything. Why can't you spend more time with me? No, I can't. That's all. Why? From the mental, on the mental level, if we talk about our thoughts, our feelings, as imagine that every thought and every feeling is a seed. In this case, we put a seed of talk which have no value. Thus, we create no more non-valuable talks, situations in our life, and we create more situations in our life where other people will take time, our value, our emotions. For example, when we need to do something really important in our life. So if we have something which is not good for us, which we are not satisfied, it is very good to look at on two levels, on the emotional level and on mental level. On mental level, it's very easy. If I'm not satisfied with something, how do I feel? Because for everyone it is different. How do I feel? What I am irritated with, and that shows what you created in the past, what kind of seed you put in the past, you plant in the past, that now you have a consequence of that seed. So to cover it, one of the first steps is just to say, no, stop, I need to go. Because when you understand what you are doing, it's being like very high self-conscious, where high aware about what you are doing and what you are creating in your life. And if you put this situation in those steps and you see, what am I creating now? What am I feeling? What am I doing? What am I thinking about? And all those thoughts, it's just like a seed you plant in your life, and in the nearest future, you will have consequences. I hope this helped. If you have more questions, just give more details and I will give more advices.
Yes, so Bhakti, hopefully that answered your question. If you, as Olga just mentioned, if you have any more questions from this question itself, please feel free to ask. We actually have a few more moments and we can actually try to help you out here. So I think you did answer another question of mine, because I did ask you about setting boundaries when you're working from home. But sometimes, okay, as I said, we are going back into the workplace very slowly. And even in that environment, some of us actually don't know how to set boundaries over there. And maybe we actually cannot finish our workload for the day. We tend to bring it home. So when you bring that work home, you don't have time for your family because you're actually working. And if you do make time for your family after you worked, you feel burnt out because you don't have the time for yourself. Even the weekend, sometimes your weekend is actually not a weekend because you're busy working. So there's no actually start or end because you're working continuously. It also affects your sleep. So I'm not sure whether you can give us something concise on what we can do because as you mentioned as well, it's us that not putting boundaries, and we are the ones to blame. We cannot blame anyone else, but it's us. And it becomes a pattern, a continuous pattern, until we actually realize that our self-worth is very, very important, and we set these boundaries, then everything else will fall into place. So can you give us any further advice on that?
Yes, it is a little bit tricky and different at work, but again, if we look from the point of view that everything comes from us, that everything we have now, it is consequence of our past seeds, it is good again to ask ourselves, what am I irritated with, and what can I do now? And again, to look into details, if you are overloaded, it means that you overloaded someone in the past. If you don't have time for yourself, for your family, it means that in the past you took somebody else's time. If you are not valued at work, let's get this three, more than enough. If you feel that you are not valued at work, it means that you didn't value somebody in the past. So to start with, take at least one of these three things and make 4 steps. First step, decide what you want. For example, I want to be less overloaded at work. Next step, find somebody. So things what I'm talking now might feel a bit weird, but it really works. Find somebody who wants to be less overloaded as well. It might be your colleague. If you are advanced practitioner, it might be a colleague you don't like. Third one, help this colleague free his time. Take his load a little bit, at least 1 hour per week. It is more than enough. This colleague is a kind of karmic partner. And in the evening, when you go to bed, before going to bed, so you once a week, you plant those seeds, giving time to somebody. And you plant those seeds to having more time for yourself and be less overloaded. And in the evening, before going to bed, you just like water those seeds, feeling gratitude, feeling joy, feeling pleasure for that person who you are helping, and for yourself, because you are planting those good seeds, and you close those bad seeds and stop them from growing because you are planting very good seeds. That is, fourth step is the most important. It's like a coffee meditation. We call it coffee meditation. Why? Because in our life, we tend, so typical advice would be set boundaries, say no, and other things. Yes, from emotional, yes. If you don't have that emotional strength in yourself, it will be difficult for you. Of course, the first level is to work on emotions. On the mental level, it is 4 steps which we should start with. Dedicate, because there is a rule. If you want to get something, first give this to somebody. And if we give this to somebody, we create in our life what we want. First step, like coffee meditation, being joyful, satisfied for another person who you are helping, for yourself, are vital, just vital. And this will be consistent. And step by step, you will start noticing that you are less overloaded. Of course, another problem here is we irritate a lot. Irritate and get angry and aggressive. There are lots of things we can do here, but when somebody asks us to do job which we are not supposed to do, again, 2 options. You either can say no, that's not my job. And here, just feel your motivation. You want to set your boundaries, and you say it lovingly, and you give another person a chance to serve others, serve your company, make a little bit more money or something like that. Or you are a little bit aggressive, because if you are aggressive, you again create aggression in your life. Or if you want to create more time, you take this a little bit more, but of course, everything should be in balance. If you feel that you can do it without taking home or anything like that, if you can feel you can do it, just dedicate it 30 minutes a week. If you feel you can do it, like you serve others. And you can create these good seeds. Or there is another option. If you want to help, and have more time for yourself. Your karmic partner not necessarily should be a colleague, especially the one you don't like, but maybe a friend who you can help with, just taking care of kids for an hour per week. So somebody just set this intention. That is very good. Set your intention. I want to be less overloaded. I want to have more time. Please help me find people who need the same. And you will see in your area, in your space, those people will start appearing like mushrooms after the rain. And they will need your help for 5 minutes, for 10 minutes, information, time, maybe money if you can dedicate in this case, anything. And as soon as you see that this person needs your help and you can give time, overload, just help. And in the evening, do this coffee meditation.
But I think also with that being said, a lot of people, it would balance. Because especially in the workplace, if someone knows that you are very good at what you do, they tend to take advantage of your good nature. If you're a person that cannot say, no, I don't have the time, I'm actually busy with something else. And like you also mentioned, maybe it's not their job, but because they are a nice person, people tend to take advantage of them because they are so nice and they know they will do the job very well. And that's why they get burnt out, because they're taking on too much that they cannot actually cope with, because they're not making them the time for themselves. Like I said before, it's like filling or pouring out of an empty cup. They're not actually re-energizing themselves, not revitalizing themselves. They don't have anything else to give, but they're just becoming robots and just working because they're good at what they do.
In this case, it is very good to ask yourself, what position am I taking now? Position of an adult or a position of a child? Because adult person should behave as an adult person and take full responsibility for actions and for decisions. Nobody can take advantage of us unless we allow them silently inside ourselves. And a good start, ask yourself, am I doing like a child? And I want, why they allow others to take advantage? Because they want to be loved, for example, yes? Because they want to prove somebody they are capable and other things. Again, ask yourself, what is my true motivation? Why am I letting others taking advantage of myself? That is first. Second, what will happen if I continue letting others taking advantage of myself? What will happen in a year, in 5, in 10? Well, I might end up in the hospital. If I end up in the hospital, I will not be able to work, and it will take too much time to recover and maybe find a job. Do I want this? No. What can I do now? Take responsibility of my life and learn step by step. Say no, and the best way, take consultation or work with an expert who can help to work with those emotional blocks, because by ourselves it is very difficult.
Yes.
But to start with, say a little bit small no. If you can say small no, somebody is asking for your pen. Can you say, no, I need this pen? Yes. In the evening, do coffee meditation for this no. I'm saying this no to protect my time, my property, and other things. And by this, you again plant a seed to say no more no in your life.
Yes,
Does
yes,
it
I
help?
actually do agree. You're actually taking back your power. You're not giving your power away. And
Absolutely.
yeah. So, what strategies should be implemented to support work-life balance? Is there any strategies that you can maybe leave us with?
Hmm. So, and I will give, well, and some checkpoints. Again, it should summarize. First, you need to know what you really, really, really want in your life, where you are going and why. Second, you need to know where you are now. It's like point A and point B. You need to know where you are now and what blocks and obstacles you have, and what will help you to get where you want to. Who can help you to get there? Third one, you need to be in the center of your life. If you have that big vision, yes, always check with yourself, uh, if what I'm doing, if what I'm saying, if what I'm intending to do, helping me to get where I want to be fast and effortlessly. And of course, check your motivation and how you feel there. That's all.
Wow. Very, very nicely put. Because, yeah, I think we always have to ask ourselves those questions. Where am I going? What
Absolutely.
do I want to achieve? Where do I see myself in 5 years from now? I mean, we have to make some sort of progress. We're not going backwards, we're going forward. And like another friend of mine that I also interviewed on this platform, she also said when she hit rock bottom, she actually realized that there's no other way for her to go but up. There's only one way. So just like
Mhm.
that, when we actually hit rock bottom or wherever we are in life or in the workplace, we have to always constantly ask ourselves these questions in order to grow, in order to make progress. And let's face it, we all don't want to be in a place where we don't feel like we improving. It's like a tree. When a tree is growing, we don't want to see the tree in one position. We want to see it grow. So just like that in life with us as well. We as a child, we don't have the same baby body. Now we are grown up. We've got a different body. So
Yes,
internally, we also have to have the growth, not just on the outside. Um, yeah,
absolutely. That is the first and the vital thing. We
yeah.
need to go inside, and if we have that inside inner balance,
Mhm.
our outer balance will be automatically will have it.
Yeah, exactly. So we had such an informative talk, and so thank you so much for being here and sharing all of your enlightenment, your wisdom with us. I'm going to go back on to check if we have any questions from any more
Mm-hmm.
of our. Okay, I don't think there's anyone else here. Okay, I see the Chantal. Thank you so much, Chantal, for joining us. If you have any questions for Olga, please do take this opportunity to ask her. And if Bhakti, if you're still there and if you have a follow-up question for Olga, you can also take this opportunity. So I'm going to recap our conversation. I try to take down notes like I always do. So I'll actually just read it out for you, and I'll go back to check if we have any further questions, and then we'll end for
Mm-hmm.
today.
Yeah.
So we started off, you mentioned when I asked, like, what is a healthy work-life balance? You just mentioned something that resonates to heart and soul, and I actually did like that. And make sure it's aligned to the core values and emotional strength. That's when you know you're actually doing something with purpose and you're not getting yourself burnt out. You find balance within yourself. Prioritize your time and your own errands. Where am I going? What do I want to achieve? And so forth. We always have to ask ourselves these questions continuously. And I think even for our moms that didn't know all of this in the past, because most of them actually got burnt out. And up till today, most of them are still working and they're taking care of the kids and themselves, but mostly of the family, not themselves. So they have to learn these. And yeah, I'm always asking those questions. You mentioned about the big vision goal, and I actually do like that as well. When you mentioned that, I actually envisioned a vision board where you actually put all of the things that you want to achieve,
Mhm.
the places that you want to be going, and where you see yourself in 5 years from now or whatever. And I'm a person that I always write a lot, and I also do these gratitude journals and these vision boards and all of that. I actually found a letter that I wrote. Okay, I actually believe in God, so I wrote a letter to God about 2 years ago, what I want and why I want it and what I want to do with it. I actually found the letter last month, and everything that I wrote in that letter, it came true. I'm actually living
Wow,
example that it does work. So yeah,
that's
it
cool.
does.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. And also about creating a schedule. Like all we had in school, we had to go for different classes at a different time, and it helped. It also helped the teachers keep track on our progress. So just like that, we should be doing that. Also, not to be too hard on ourselves with creating the schedules. Also, leaving those leeways. Maybe we need to actually get a bite to eat, or maybe some water to drink. Yes, we also have to put water in there to keep hydrated during the day. So yeah, so there's quite a lot, and we can actually go on and on about this because it's
Mhm.
something that society needs to know and needs to learn in order to take care of themselves. Because let's face it, 2020 taught us that life is so short. It's absolutely short, and it's getting shorter as the years go by. It's
Yeah.
been a crazy year of learning. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. And this year just revealed us,
Mm,
enlightened what
yes.
we need to address.
Yes, exactly. So I see we don't have any further questions here, and I don't see Bhakti also have any further questions. So I think everyone is happy with this. Um, let me. We're going to end today. I'm just going to check what we're ending with. Oh yes. Do you have any tools that you can share with our audience? Anything that helped you in your journey?
Well, I do have like a PDF, you mean?
Any tools,
Uh-huh.
anything in general, whether, okay, I'll give you an example.
Uh-huh.
Something like, say, for instance, like with me, I just told you a vision board and gratitude
Uh-huh.
journals actually helped me in my journey. So anything
Mhm.
that actually helped you in your journey that you can inspire our guests for them to actually, I mean, sorry, our audience for them to actually utilize in their day-to-day life, so anything for that matter. Yeah.
So it well, to start with, it might be so okay. Let it be two tools. So first
Okay.
tool, it is schedule. Make a schedule
Okay.
using those things and follow it.
Yeah.
You can try online
Mhm.
schedule.
Okay. Okay.
And second one is a journal where you take one problem and every day, every 2 hours, you notice where you break this rule. For example, setting boundaries. If again, from emotional point of view, I've explained, and
Mhm.
from mental level, from mental point of view, if somebody breaks our boundaries, so it means we break somebody's boundaries as well.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and we can follow or start following where we break somebody's boundaries in terms of time, for example.
Mm-mm.
You took too much time talking to your colleague or with your child or in the shop or anything else,
Mm.
or with your friend you just called and said, oh, my husband, he's not good, or my kids don't want to do homework and other things. You break somebody's boundaries in time, and
Uh-huh.
you just follow. You will be surprised, if
Mhm.
not more,
Yeah, yeah,
how much boundaries we break.
yeah.
And so journal these ones, and to make like antidote,
Mm.
if we take somebody's time, we need to back somebody's time as well. It's not necessarily to be the same person, it can be somebody else, but in the evening, just say that to yourself, well, I break somebody's time boundaries, I back it to somebody else. So I'm happy that I'm doing it